I am consecrated fully only unto the Lord. And if we marry, God will remain number one.
Welcome to Deeper Life Family YouTube channel. Please subscribe and get ready to be inspired, transformed and uplifted. Happy viewing.
All your heart without holding anything back. When you lay everything, who you are, what you have, what you become, you lay everything on the altar without reservation. That's entire consecration. When you bring yourself, if you are not married, and you alone, you stand before the altar of God, and you say, Lord, I'm not married yet, but my heart, my mind, my soul, my property, everything I have, who I am, who I become, position, desires, and my pursuits, I lay everything on the altar. That is entire consecration. And now you're going to get married. And in getting married, you let the person you are getting married to know, I am a child of God, a peculiar child of God, a consecrated child of God. I've laid all my life on the altar for God, and God is number one. If I got married to you or to anybody, God will still be number one. Many years ago, Charles Spurgeon started preaching as a teenager, and he was, even as a teenager like that, he was drawing crowds because he had some depth of the knowledge of who Christ is, not being expressed by other people. Eventually, Spurgeon wanted to get married and had a fiancée, the wife to be. And one of these evenings, Spurgeon was to go to church, and it was a large crowd, and he was going with the sister, the wife to be. And in the crowd, Spurgeon made his way to go to his seat and didn't remember that the wife to be will have challenge getting to the front. And so Spurgeon sat down. You know, his consecration was God only, God first, God last, God all in all. And eventually the wife found her way. Actually, they had come to the church area, only they had not entered into the sanctuary. She sat down, but she was unhappy. How can this be? Look at this man, just let me. And he saw the crowd, and he knew that they will not allow me to just, they didn't know who I was. And so they finished the service. And then Spurgeon looked for his wife to be, and eventually found her. And her mood had changed, her attitude had changed. And before they left, they had not married, they were not going to the same house. Before they parted, she expressed her kind of disposition. This wasn't right. Why would you leave me like that? And Spurgeon said, please listen. I am consecrated fully only unto the Lord. And if we marry, God will remain number one in my life. Will be the only one I worship. Not God and wife, God and lady, God and another thing. And there and then, that woman settled, consecrated, and knew the person I'm getting married to are so consecrated entirely. It's either I dump him, I leave him, or I come to the same consecration. Isn't that what we ought to do? Isn't that what you ought to do? You say, Pastor, you are married? Yes, I am. All to God, everything, all to Jesus, I consecrate. And you knew that. And you know that I'm consecrated, committed to the word of God. If you are going to be with me as a worker, as a member, as a minister, understand, this man is entirely, fully, completely consecrated unto the Lord. I love you if I know you personally. Even if I don't know you, I love you. But when you come nearer and you say, Pastor, I'm your side, I'm working here, and I love to walk under your leadership, welcome. But please understand one thing. I am not going to abandon my consecration, my commitment to please you. And if that's your expectation, you're in the wrong place. And you're doing something so that you'll get the attention of your pastor. And your pastor will lower his commitment so that at least you listen to us now. At least you consider us. God is number one and the only one in the life of your pastor. If you accept, you stay. If that annoys you, I'm sorry, you'll have to find another place. It's too late for me to change. After all these years of following the Lord, anybody I didn't know 60 years ago, when I became converted, when I laid everything on the altar, anyone I didn't know more than 50 years ago, when deeper life started, persecution came, I went through it because of entire sanctification. It didn't matter to me if I didn't know you 50 years ago, 40 years ago. Maybe you are not even born at that time. Now, here you are, and you say, you follow my leadership. Understand? I have given everything to the Lord. If you're going to walk with me, then support, submit. Don't fight or strive, because it's too late. And how would you stay in a church? You don't want to help the pastor there. You don't want to support the pastor there. You don't want to lift up the hand of the pastor here, there. Joshua is fighting on the field, and Moses is raising up the rod. His hands are heavy, but you still need to raise up the hand. And Aaron was by this side. Aaron, what are you doing there? Are you there to help? Are you there to mock? Or what are you doing there? Are you there to lift up the hand that is weary? Or you are here to discourage? If you want to lift up his hand, stay. Because the lifting up of his hand brings victory for Joshua, for Israel on the battlefield against the Amalekites. But if you're going to discourage, if you're going to push, if you're going to hinder, think about whether you want to stay or you want to leave.
Thanks for watching this video. Please, don't forget to like, share and comment. God bless you.